back to the Mr. Excel netcast. I'm Bill Jelen. We're looking at Excel 2007 this week. I want to take a look at pivot tables. Now, pivot tables are always my favorite feature in Excel. They are still the most powerful feature we have, although they've added a bit of new functionality. First of all, pivot tables are now found on the Insert tab of the ribbon. It's the first icon over there on the left. Click Pivot Table. Choose where our range is and click OK. And then you'll notice that they have changed the pivot table interface. Rather than dragging fields from the field list right over to the pivot table like we used to do, you're now going to build the pivot table within the field list. So there's 4 drop zones down here. Row labels and column labels, that's exactly what it used to be. Sum values is the old data area, and they renamed the page area to be report filters. So basically when we check a field on the top, for example customer, it automatically shows up along the row area. And then when I check a numeric field, for example revenue, it automatically shows up in sum of revenue. So just a couple of check marks now rather than trying to drag the field to the right spot. Now let's say I would add product in. Product automatically shows up along the row label area, but it's very easy for me to take that and move it to be a column label just by dragging and dropping fields within the drop zones. Now, a few new things that they added to pivot tables. We can now filter to specific customers. It used to be that you could go through here and select, specific customers, but now we can kind of build some virtual filters that says, hey, we want all the customers that begin with a certain range, contain this word, don't contain this word. That's a cool improvement. The other thing we have is, let's say we're going to take customer off and put the date field on. Again, we have all sorts of new virtual date filters. Provided your fields contain dates, we could ask for the pivot table to always show us last week or next month or last month or this month, this quarter, or we could ask for all dates in November. So lots of virtual fields there that they've added to pivot tables. Great new options. On the lighter side, they also give us many more ways to format the pivot table. Before we were stuck with 14 options, and frankly they were all just horrible. So now we can very easily apply different colors to the pivot table. Let me choose this one. Say that we want to see banded rows, banded columns, and very quickly format the pivot table using there's about 25,000 variations now, and most of them look pretty good. So that's a little bit of the new features in pivot tables. Stop back tomorrow. We'll take another look at Excel 2007.